Hi everpony, today I start one of two reviews that are linked. These next two episodes were picked because I believe they show the worst job and best job the show has done of illustrating Pinkie Pie's character. Why Pinkie? That's because the first two episodes brought out two very different responses from me. First will be the worst episode focusing on Pinkie's character, in my opinion at least. Today we will be reviewing Mystery on the Pony Express. What they do to her character in this episode just makes me so... Ah! Ha! Ha! Hi, every pony. My name is Red Pen, and I will be gladly tearing into this character slaughter of an episode. Let's get started, shall we? The episode starts with the cake's entry to the national dessert competition, the Mazarang Marscapone Meringue Madness is revealed, and it is firmly established that it is Pinkie's job to get to Canterlot safely for the competition. Hey! That's direct continuity from Baby Cakes! Shouldn't that be part of a good episode? Really fast, I want to explain something. I'm still reviewing the whole episode, and if or when I show up, that does not mean I will bypass the good stuff. Pinkie goes through town with the cakes following, and having mild panic attacks each step of the way. Seeing this, Pinkie reacts to those close to her feeling uncomfortable and calls on the aid of her friends. Wait a second. That's two good character traits of Pinkie's, caring for others and going to seemingly ridiculous lengths to put them at ease. So the train gets pulled apart to get the oversized cake in it, and Pinkie then makes my stomach scream for sweets by describing one of the best sounding desserts ever. Nice throwback to Flim and Flam, by the way, with having Applejack panting like Rainbow Dash in that same episode. Then we have three rivals appear in normal fashion, gloating about their desserts by comparison. The Griffin Gustav shows up as a pompous Italian eclair maker. The only two Griffins in the show, and they're both full of themselves and boastful. Maybe it's a racial trait. Next is Donut Joe, giving us even more continuity by bringing back the donut shop owner from The Best Night Ever. He's a funny and brash pony and certainly makes you chuckle with his supervillain-esque entrance. Lastly is Mulia the mule with a chocolate mousse. Her accent falls flat for me, and overall she fades in the background throughout the episode. Their spouts of confidence puts Pinkie on full alert, and she decides to stay up all night to guard the cake. That damn character trait of going to extreme lengths again. 3 ponies, and yes, they all look like ponies even shadowed, all come into the dessert car during Pinkie's watch. Come the morning, Twilight walks in and alerts Pinkie to the benefits of walking around the cake while on patrol. Wait a second. Why didn't Pinkie Pie set up confetti tripwire or marble caltrops? We see how prepared she can be, and it's about time. Oh well, she must have packed light. Or maybe she's an idiot throughout the remainder of the episode. Ignoring Twilight's first explanation of proper detective work, she begins accusing each of the bakers of a different crime. These stories proceed to ignore her amazing memory, seemingly high intellect, and eye for detail. Instead, the 3 stories all have the cake cut when it was bitten into, did not allow for Pinkie to see the other 2 vandals, and had no way to sync up with the actual events in any way. The stories were interesting throwbacks to old movies, but only older fans of the show would understand that. Those scenes did gain their popularity for seeming so ridiculous that they were funny, though. 2 good gags in them were Carrot Top used as a table, and Mulia using a frying pan like Entangled. Alright, so now my blood's pumping. What comes next? Pinkie then describes more treats, and I have to pause the episode to get kettle corn. My sweet tooth is acting up so bad. However, this is good writing showing her good character traits. It's an improvement from random tangents by Pinkie, and it shows her ability to appreciate and analyze detail in the other bakers' creations. Traits that were missing in her stories! Twilight takes over after the other entries are devoured, and begins having Pinkie guide her through what really happened. Oh, by the way, this means that Pinkie went accusing just for the sake of making up stories. I mean, she did remember what happened like a perfect witness, the kind that makes a detective love their job. Twilight goes around the train collecting evidence the way Pinkie finds books and various things normally! She then performs the big reveal of who ate the You know, if Pinkie had gone to do this under Twilight's supervision, and help, it would have greatly helped her character's redemption. Instead, we get the greatest crime possible for Pinky. After finding out Rainbow Dash was the first one, she immediately tries to make the evidence fit to make one of her best friends the only culprit. This is stupid and forgetful of her, and is the biggest crime because she chases after pinning it on one of her closest friends when her whole character is about trying to please her friends and put smiles on their faces. Once all three of her friends are shown as the three who took bites say they're sorry, she goes from assaulting Fluttershy to just being happy it's been solved. This is the writer of this episode once again reversing on what they've already done previously in the episode with no reason given at all. Pinky then reveals that the bakers ate each other's desserts, and when the train pulls into Canterlot, Pinky has a plan. I don't know if this episode proves she isn't smart enough for a plan, or does. The moral is said while we watch the most glorious dessert ever be brought out, and win first prize. And that moral is not to jump to conclusions and make wild assumptions about other ponies. I feel like Twilight spelled the moral way too many times as a lesson to Pinky as you go through the episode, meaning you know what the moral is from the first time Twilight says investigate. On top of that, we learn an extremely similar lesson in another episode where the main 6 characters were butchered. Bridal gossip. It seems like there is just no way for the writing team to handle a misconception moral without forcing a character to stand on her head. This is very disappointing to me, but I want to add something in. I am not fanboying anything. Taking a cue from my name, I have an editor's note. This episode was extremely entertaining, and without reviewer glasses on, the jokes run smoothly, and kept me even invested in the episode for the sake of the humor. Not the show's best humor, but fast-flowing events strung together by jokes. Although it did not work from a narrative standpoint, did wonders entertainment-wise. This has been Red Pen saying, I want that cake!